Yo, what is up, guys? It is MindaMan here. Today we're going to be looking over a chess game that I played and a chess game that my friends played. So this first game is against me, and my friend Jack is playing the white pieces. I am playing the black pieces. Starts with a4, knight h6, rook a3, g6, h4, bishop g7, rook h3, d6, knight c3, bishop takes on h3, and for some reason he doesn't take with his pawn. He could easily take with his pawn, but doesn't, but instead plays to knight to f3, which is, in my opinion, a very bad move. Bishop g4, threatening the knight, b3, not even caring, e5, g3, e5, bishop e2, e5, bishop g2, e4, knight b5, f3, or e takes on f3, or pawn take, gosh, I cannot speak today. Pawn takes on f3, bishop takes on f3, and then bishop trade, bishop f8, bishop takes my rook. Very bad move for me. Then pawn moves to a6, kicking out the knight. Knight moves away to c3. I play c4 with a discovered attack on the pawn because if takes. Bishop goes to a3, or no, not bishop. That's the next move. Knight to e2. Bishop takes on a3. Knight f4. Bishop d6. Knight takes on d5. b5. Knight b6, threatening my rook. And so I played a7. Knight b5. a4. f4. And then they don't even see me just taking their pawns. It's queen g4. Knight takes on g4. What a blunder of a queen. Knight b6. Doing nothing. What a waste of a move. Takes on c2. h5. Queen e7 check. King f1. Knight h2 check. g2. e1. h2. e7. h3. Queen takes f2. g6. e4. Threatening a mate in 2. No. Pawn takes on h7. Ready to queen. Rook takes on f4. Too busy. Doesn't take the free rook. Doesn't take, but instead would rather play their bishop here, which is, I think, really dumb. Because rook f3, they queen, move up, then queen takes on b8. Brutal mistake, as the queen can be taken, or checkmate. And that is how the game ended. But I could have ended it more brutally and been a jerk, but I, very interesting game, as it started off with a sad checkmate in the corner. So, alright. Maybe one queen is not enough. But what about 4 queens? Crazy conception, right? Well, not in this game. It's going to start out with e4 and a6. The lemming defense. Bishop c4, b5. Simply doing nothing, as the bishop can just take, but in this position, the bishop doesn't take for some reason. I mean, it's a free pawn. Who wouldn't take a free pawn? Anyway, so then bishop d5, d6, queen h5, h6, stopping the queen from moving any further. I don't know why you wouldn't just simply play a move like this. Kicks the queen out completely. One of their only moves is right here. Or they're gonna have to retreat it. Or then you can just kick it out even more. Now you cannot go any space. Not even here. So you have to retreat the queen. Okay, so good way to kick out the queen. Anyway, that's not how it went. h6. Queen takes on f7. Very, very close to checkmate. If this pawn was not here, and it was right there, that would have been mate. Just straight up. But the pawn moved. So the game continues. King d7, queen e6, king e8, queen f7, king d7, queen e6, king e8, and it prevented it from being a threefold repetition. Bishop c6 check. Okay. So you move your queen up. Huh? Who in the world sacrifices the queen? It's a free queen. What the heck? Huh? Because you don't have to take with the queen and do that. All you have to do is take with the bishop and you're up a queen. Because if it takes, then you can just retreat. What a sad mistake. Oh, well, never mind. What a sad mistake. What is this? But anyway, so... yeah, so the bishop takes the queen. So the king moves out of check. And in this position, you basically forfeit a bishop. And that is exactly what happened. Rook takes, sacrificing castling rights. Or no, he lost castling rights a long time ago. But anyway, knight h3, pawn to h5, castles. Pretty good position for white, as they've only really moved their queen. They're up by 10 points in material, but their structure is looking very cramped, as they haven't really moved that many pieces. They're looking very good right now, but they need to develop a lot more pieces. So, rook h7, queen takes g8, because nothing can attack. Simple blunder of a knight. e6, queen f8, as nothing can take. d7, queen f4, rook h6, because the idea is if you take, then takes, but that is not seen, but instead queen f7 is seen, checking the king and forcing him to move to the only square left, as it is c6. Well, there was also this, but that would have been like a mate in 3, but who's counting? Who's counting? Anyway, so king c6, okay. Queen takes on g7, threatening rook, and what happens? King b7. Listen here. Why would you do that? It's... Oh my gosh. I found a discovered check. No. You're going to take the rook. Who cares about discovered check when you get a free rook? What the heck? Why did you blunder, Mr. Cheese Exterminator? And yes, that is his username. What the heck? Okay. So, continues. Knight c5. Queen takes on h5. Knight takes on e4. Queen h6. Not really threatening anything major, but this pawn is kind of hanging. e5 sees the hanging pawn and protects it, or moves it out of the way. Queen e6, threatening the rook. Rook moves away. A sad mistake. I'm just kidding, this game goes on forever. Oh boy. Queen e7, rook e8. This guy blundered 2 rooks. 2. And now, right here. What a sad mistake. Queen takes. Knight threatens. The queen threatens the knight, as with an Uno reverse card. Get wrecked, Mr. Knight. Uno reverse cards don't help in this situation. Knight retreats and sacrifices a knight, but they don't see it. Anyways, because this is just a free knight. Because of takes, there's no punishment to it. And then there's discovered check, like maybe right here if you get the rook out and bring it up and all that. But anyway, so rook e1, knight f6, rook to e4. What a blunder, because knight takes. But that's not what happened. These people are rated so high, but they miss and do horrible blunders. I don't get it. So, the 2 people in this game, Jack, our main topic of this video, is rated 1,200. And in this game, we have Cheese Exterminator, who's rated 1,600. And they blundered a queen and 2 rooks. This guy is not rated what he presumes to be rated. This is all made up numbers. So far, in this position, White has, I think, a checkmate in 2. But, anyway, knight h5. They missed takes. Don't know why. But h5. Rook f4. And they take. Could have taken with the pawn, but anyway, it's still fine. Knight takes. Trade off the knights. a4. Opens up bishop. Takes with the rook. And sacrifices the pawn. Pushing a second pawn, and then the rook prepares for a ladder mate. The king moves away, seeing this. h4, d4, h5, c5, h6, king b5, h7, a4, queen. 2 queens on the board. 2. Keep that in mind. King b4, g4, d3, king, oh my gosh, why do I keep saying king? Pawn takes on d3, king b3, g5, king c2, g6, c4, g7, king takes on c1, another queen. 3 queens on the board. King takes b1, d4, king takes b2, d5, check, king a2, d6, king b3, d7, king c2, d8, queen. 4 queens on the board. 4. And 1 more to go. King c1, d4, king d2, queen on, or no, queen moves to e8, king d1, d5, c2, d6, king d3, queen c8, king d2, d7, king c1, 5 queens on the board, and it's checkmate in 2. c3, f4, a3, f5, a2, f6, c2, f7, king b2, g7, turns into a queen check, king g2, queen takes queen on g8, f7, queen moves back, queen c8, queen takes queen on c8, 4 queens again, queen c1, queen on c8, queen takes, and then it becomes a ladder mate. GG's. This is a brutal game, as they both blundered very obviously, and they both still kept a lot of their pieces.